Hey guys, my name is Dominic Flex. I'm a custom jewelry designer, and today I thought we'd go over all the things you should not do when buying an engagement ring. The first thing is I think that you guys really should know what it is that your partner wants and also consider buying a fake ring to propose with. So it's like a really fun, easy thing to do. You can get a super cheap ring on like Amazon, Pandora for like $100. It doesn't matter, but like at least afterwards she's gonna get really what she likes, because I found that, a lot of women end up redoing their engagement rings because it wasn't exactly, the right shape of stone or the exact style that they would have chosen. Another thing is that men tend to be a little on the kitsch side. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you out, but that's the truth. A lot of men tend to put like a lot of like infinity signs and cute symbols and colors, and a lot of women actually just want something super classic. If you're not sure, this is something that I would really recommend. The second thing is stop limiting yourself to shopping local. Because if you love, some jeweler out in Ireland, or if you love some jeweler out in Singapore or China or the US somewhere, it is so incredibly easy. And I do not want you to feel like you're limited to local and limited to local resources, right? In 2023, the technology that we have today has made the streamlining process of making a custom engagement ring so incredibly easy. And a lot of times, you'll have like the old school jewelers in the neighborhood saying, no, don't buy online, don't buy international, whatever. The reality is because they've not been able to use the technology and they haven't been able to do the process online successfully, which is why they're discrediting it. But you need to understand that, from everything from the 3D designing of the jewelry to the sourcing of the gemstones, everything can so easily be done by email. So maybe I could just break down the process for you so you can better understand what it actually looks like to make a custom piece. Because the first thing is, number one, you're going to choose a stone. Whether it's going to be a colored gemstone, whether it's going to be a diamond. Oftentimes I even recommend, even if you are shopping locally, I do recommend that you request to see the stones via email. The reason why is because when you're going to say, go into the store and put that sapphire, that diamond on your hand with all the LED lights, you're not going to be able to see what it is that you're going to be looking at. You're just going to see some super sparkly stone. You're going to feel under pressured by the salesperson. In sending it via email, you're going to not only be able to take your time, do your research, but you're also going to be able to see the stone like this big on your screen. So you as a client are going to really be able to understand, okay, these are the imperfections, these are the different qualities of color. This is why this price is this much. It's so much easier, especially for first-time buyers who aren't experienced. I really recommend it. The second thing is that all the design work, everything's done by email, right? So we're gonna whip up the design in 3D, send you the 3D renderings. So you're gonna look at home, you're gonna have full control over the final design. Same things with like ring sizers, for example. So, you don't know your ring size. It's a $3 Amazon purchase. For us, anyone across North America, as soon as an order is placed, we express ship your ring sizer to your home. That it's super, super easy. Shipping is super secure. We all ship with insurance. I have never lost a package in 10 years. So I really, really don't want you to limit yourself to somebody who's local out of fear of it being too complicated or stressful or anything. It is easy peasy lemon squeezy. The third thing is I want you guys to stop compromising. The amount of engagement rings I've had to redone over the years, specifically because, women, either, they didn't get what they liked to begin with, or maybe they were slightly under budget, so they had to compromise and go with something that, they didn't really want in the end. It's like amazing. There are so many women that have redone their engagement rings for, and so I want to tell you that there are a lot of different ways. There's always financing. Today, most companies can offer financing where basically they'll break up the payments into like multiple sections to make it easier for clients. I also recommend really taking the time to, think it through when you're going to be doing the 3D design process. Don't hesitate to, compare one or two options in 3D to really make sure that, that little idea of what if I did this, maybe I should have done this. Well, we'll be able to do it right away in 3D. So you can visually see and decide then, because sometimes clients try to, cut corners to reduce like cost. But I think this is such a big purchase that clients should really take the time and to really buy what it is that they want the first time around. Another thing is that there are so many payment plans. Like, I think today, pretty much every company, if you ask them, they can give you a payment plan. From my own experience, we don't use companies like PayBright or there's some other ones. But the reason why we don't use them is specifically because they charge quite high fees. And so for you as a client, I would always recommend reaching out to the company directly and saying, hey, I would love to go on a payment plan, but I would like to avoid, using PayBright or anything else, because if you don't know, they charge such high fees, which means that the companies are going to charge you high fees, which means you're going to end up paying more than you would have if you don't go on these PayBright things. Like, I think for us, it was close to something like we would have had to charge 10% more with PayBright and Shopify together. So 10% more on a $10,000 item, that's like $1,000 that you would be saving going directly through the company. Always ask for a payment plan. Always make sure they're doing it directly themselves. It will save you money. Number 4, do your research. This is like my motto. An educated client is the best client, okay? You don't have to, be like go out and get your GIA certification or FGA and know exactly. But I feel like a client who, let's say is looking for a sapphire engagement ring, and you go and you do just like the baseline education of how to buy a sapphire. What are the basic things that you should look for in terms of quality? What are the standard prices? It's always better for you to know a little bit more so that when you're going in to see your jeweler, you're prepared. You're going to be educated. You're going to be understanding what it is that they're talking about. Why is it this price? And you will have better control over the situation and the buying process. I think it's so important. That is why, like, for me as a company, a lot of our clients do find us through our educational videos, our blogs. Put so much time and energy into this for this reason. So, a lot of the information is out there. It's online. Get educated, because it's going to be easier for you. You're going to feel more confident in your purchase, and you're going to get what you want at the end of the day, because it's a luxury purchase. It's, most engagement rings, I don't do anything under $3,000 most of the time. So it's quite an expensive purchase, and you want to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. The last thing is, I've said this before, but don't buy a full eternity, you guys. I know that it looks really bougie and it looks really cool, but it's just quite a hassle when you have diamonds 360 degrees around the ring, because when you're going to be resizing it, a lot of women, they'll get full eternities, they get engaged during pregnancy, you put on a little baby weight, you swell. A lot of women will end up having to resize their ring up and then resize their ring down in a couple of years when they lose the baby weight. And so I don't recommend doing full eternity for that reason, especially when you go very high carat weight, so much larger stones, it becomes harder and harder to do resizing. When you're going to resize it, it's not that it's impossible, like we can always do it, but we have to make sure that the stones come flush. So if we can't make it flush, there might be a slight discrepancy in metal, etc. If there's engravings, sometimes depending on how big we have to downsize or upsize, it can affect the engravings. I would just recommend not doing it. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'd love to know what you think. If you do like short form content, we have a lot of fun stuff on our TikTok or on our Instagram as well that you can check out. If you are looking to create a custom engagement ring, you can always send me an email. My links are down below. If not, thanks for watching. My name is Dominique Flux. Bye.